Hey Insider, we've got a special guest joining us today who've recently graduated from our flagship course, Life Mastery Achievers, also known as LMA, and he'll be sharing with us his experience on board, how he found the whole journey and everything in between. So just want to say it's an absolute pleasure to see you here. Let's just start with a quick introductory question. What's your name, where you're currently based, and what do you currently do in terms of occupation?
Hi, this is myself Sulfikar. I'm based out of Stockholm, Sweden. I'm currently working as a data engineer for a clothing company called H&M.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the post you posted in our support group last month, and it was after you had gone through week one of LMA, and you shared with us your wins, the four magic transformations that you experienced, which was to do with health habits that you had given up, which was to do with sleeping habits you had changed, confidence that was really improved, procrastination that was improved, and so forth. But before we explore that, I want you to kind of like just rewind time with us, okay? Before you had come across LMA, self-care, do you mind just sharing with us in terms of what were some of your problems you were experiencing in your life, in terms of these inner blocks, and why did you feel like now is the right time for you to change? What was happening back then?
Yeah. Actually, I had a very bad childhood. My father left us. We were like three children, and my mother were suffering a lot to bring up and raise us as a human being in the life. So we never got love in life, and we were actually suffering to reach somewhere in life. So we don't know like how to actually express ourselves. I was actually an introvert person, and I never wanted to show up myself and express myself to others. So I always blame myself for having a bad childhood, and I was not uh, my 100% productive in work, and I didn't I always had tension. I couldn't actually be myself, and I always compare with others and try to be someone else. I don't want to be myself because I thought like I'm a bad guy, and I don't want to continue this life sometimes. So I was so depressed. I was going through a lot of trauma situations in life, and I was not confident. I always attached my past belief where I got blame from society and family because of a bad childhood. But I was sure that with a strong mind I just traveled this much, but still this was like holding me back, pulling me back. I couldn't actually climb up in life actually. So was not confident, was always going back to the past and blaming myself,
Yeah.
not productive, introvert. So kind of a depressed state always. It was always hurting me. That's
Okay.
what I was going through. Yes.
So around that time, what did you try and do to resolve this problem? Where were you turning to for help?
Yeah. So I tried to talk to my wife as much as possible, but she was entirely from a different background and she couldn't understand. So I tried to read as much as book, and I tried to attend as much as psychological programs. I literally spent like 50K for attending those courses, and it didn't actually really help me. But yeah, some of it actually helped me, but I was not actually getting the 100% output from those things. And I was actually like a seeker. Every time I was seeking for motivational video and trying to connect with people, but couldn't actually help me in any way, because it was like again I was going back to the previous state after like the effect of the message or effect of the video is gone.
Mm.
So it was like a circle. I just tried to lift up, but it was like I just pulled back, or uh, went back twice as I just came up, something like that's what my feeling. And I was suffering a lot, and I couldn't live happily. I was always thinking, talking to myself.
Yeah.
My inner self was not happy actually. Yes.
Did you say you spent 50K on psychological courses?
Yes.
Okay. So was that, wow, that's quite, you had invested quite a lot in different solutions. Am I right in saying?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you still were seeing those recurring patterns and it wasn't solving those. Okay. And you was turning to motivational videos, and likewise with anyone checking out motivation, it's temporary, temporary high and
Yes.
back to low.
Yes.
I mean, I can even resonate with that. Okay. So when did you come across our work and how did you come across our work?
Yeah, actually, I have never seen your video, just like 7 weeks before. But I was going through some motivational video in Facebook. I was not a social, what do you say, this community platform guy, but I used to read these motivational videos and speak. So Facebook suggested something, and suddenly I got an ad in the Facebook, which was a YouTube video. I just clicked on that one, and I hear the story about your uncle, that he actually did a lot of things, and he actually passed away due to like unfortunate situations. Then I felt, okay, I this is the right guy, because I was going to many videos without even having this much confident video in my life. So I was damn sure that I could attend this video and change my life a lot. So that's the reason why, after seeing that first video, I just joined the course, and the next day on Sunday, I just attended the first live session. Yes.
Wow. So when you was attending that free masterclass with us, because you came across our ad and you was attending that masterclass, which was all about reinvention. Since that was your first time ever, working with us and so forth, what were some of your biggest doubts or fears you had about the LMA course when you were presented the chance to join? And what ended up putting that to rest for you? Because of course you joined us on board.
I had already spent enough money. So I was doubting, okay, anyway, it's resisting me back, like, okay, whether you need to join or not. But my suffering was more than my earning. So I just thought, like, okay, whatever may be the situation, I will join. And the doubt I had is that, will it be like the same course which I attended or not? That was kind of a dilemma situation. But as I was suffering, I just decided to join. And the words you put and the confidence you gave me through that video was actually awesome. So it was like, positive things were more for me to join than my doubtful mind. Yep.
Okay. So you knew back of your mind you had invested a lot in different courses, but you were pretty much suffering. And so in a way you wanted to change. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And so day after, you were saying you got involved with the free bonus, which is the live version of LMA. So I suppose take us through it. What ended up happening and how did you find that first session?
I'm not sure. I just joined, and it was like, I was thinking like, this is a place I wanted to come for long,
Mm.
and this is what, because uh, Tim or anyone never talked about money. They were talking about transformation. They were talking about the positive effect that we are going to get out of it. So I found it is more accountable, and more, you were showing that integrity and accountability, and I was actually like trusting as a friend, and I just joined because there were a lot of people who were actually communicating, and they were actually giving the feedback. Then I understood that, okay, this is a right platform, or this is a right family that I can join in. Yes.
Okay. So once you got started with the LMA course, what made you feel the happiest or surprised you the most about this methodology?
Yeah. As I mentioned, I have attended many courses, and they always like, wanting money. They always worry about money. Paying money and everything. But in the LMA family or LMA course, what they were important is that LMA is about transformation. They actually focused on transformation. So they never wanted to, feel any of the family members as, forcing for anything else apart from transformation. So the first surprising thing is that I felt is accountability, then the LMA family group, and third one is integrity. So I have never seen these three factors anywhere in these courses which I did in past. Yes.
Okay. And in terms of your personal development, what benefits did you see in your own life? Like what changes did you begin to see?
I think with the amount I paid for this LMA course, I am the one who benefited the most out of all the people I feel, because I've gone through many videos. But I'll tell the first thing. As my trauma increased and I was like in a stressed state, I started actually smoking since 2016. So it's been like 5 years. So I used to actually uh, at least like 5 6 cigarettes a day. I used to smoke,
Yeah.
and this is because to relax my mind. I thought like, okay, it gives me relaxation. It reduced my stress. Uh, so after attending the first day, the first course, day one of the LMA live session, I just quit smoking.
Mm.
That was the biggest achievement. Many one actually tried to, stop me smoking, but it didn't happen ever. But that was the biggest achievement I could I could get out of this LMA course on the first day. So that was like a dream. And second thing was I used to sleep at like 2 a.m. 3 a.m. in the early morning, and I used to wake up at like 9 a.m. So my hormonal change, my body and my mind, everything was like affected. But after attending this course and this daily ritual actually helped me sleeping like complete 8 hours, and never a day I sleep after for the 6 weeks of time. So I
Wow.
was so deeply disciplined, and I was getting a lot of positive energy. I don't know, like, okay, life. Actually, I had a different perspective about life so far. My dimension and perspective about life actually entirely changed after attending LMA course on the first day. That's what I wanted to say. Yes.
Wow. I remember seeing this post, like I was mentioning earlier, like when you shared what happened after week one. That was amazing. But I didn't know that you had gone through a lot of other different courses prior to this. So, before LMA, you had invested a lot of money in different courses and so forth. So I suppose, what was it about LMA that made you want to make this new decision and start making changes in your life? What happened during LMA that made you want to do that?
Yeah, the three things which I already talked about: accountability, integrity, and LMA family group. So
Mm.
I believe everything is there, but LMA family group was like so powerful because we have people to talk, and our trainer, our admins, everyone is ready to listen. So I had never got a chance to talk to any of the course trainers like this interactively in past, even though it was like offline, in person to person, like 50 people in front of a trainer, and they haven't actually connected to each person individually. But we got a platform to express ourselves and get feedback and ask ourselves, how others are doing. So we saw like how others are transforming and how I could do. And how I felt like, each day when I do a video, I felt my confidence is increasing.
Mm.
So if I wanted to say, many things are there, but those outstanding things is like LMA family group was outstanding one. Then the integrity, accountability, and the follow up that LMA admins and trainer used to do. Yep.
Okay, makes sense. So because you had that support group, the LMA family, that gave you almost like belief that it's possible for you, and
Yes.
that accountability and that integrity. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, so that was very special for you. What would you say out of the LMA modules, like which
Yeah.
module stood out to you? Like what did you enjoy the most, or where did you change the most? Which module and why?
Yeah. I think the week first to be to detach from week one and week two were like so important for me, because that's the one I was suffering with. I couldn't actually connect with my future self,
Mm.
and I couldn't actually detach from my past self. So to get a resonating person or an awesome personality, week one and week two were so awesome for me. And week four, in terms of avoiding multitasking and those things are also were like important. So content perspective, I felt, if I would say that in my past I attended many courses, and out of those courses I have never got this much lesson from LMA course for this money. So it was that much worthy. And as you mentioned, it was over delivering. It was a great luck for me to join LMA family. That's what I feel still.
I really appreciate sharing with us your insights and your story so far. So the final question I want to ask you is, for somebody watching this video, Solfika, somebody watching this could be where you used to be, when you were considering and joining LMA. So what advice would you give to somebody right now watching this video who's thinking about joining LMA, having gone through it yourself? What would you say to them?
I would say, if you are actually stuck somewhere, if you are blocked by your past identities and beliefs, and if you are not able to grow further, and if you are thinking that you are not good, you are not actually worthful living the life, I would say just don't think twice, just join LMA, and you start feeling the transformation, and you feel you get a lot of magical moments out of it. And I was also in the same state, but if you at least attend the first day of the LMA live session, you feel the difference. So I just recommend you to just attend the first day, then you just decide it. That's what I would say.